say that going to the polls is the most effective way to change this country with your vote. Tell me about that.
All we gotta do is get the numbers up and vote out the wrong people and keep the right people in, and then change will come eventually. But we gotta start with us.
Okay. All right. Hey, thank you so much. Please stay safe.
No problem.
JB, if you can see this is history in the making right here. This is several hundred people. My gosh, maybe up to 1,000 now, sitting here in the middle of Ashley.
A
You can see folks throughout
here.
the crowd, and
No,
once
for
again, large presence here of protesters and marchers, with traffic stopped on one side and protesters in the street on the other.
And it would sound to us here that cars are honking in support of the protests that are currently going on. Again, those vehicles in the opposite direction here on Ashley Drive.
That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. You know what? Let's see if we can. Can you tell me why you're here today?
I'm here to support the Black Lives Matter movement.
What is it when you see this? What does this mean to you, and how does it feel?
It means the world to me. I feel so much safer. I love Tampa. Thank everybody out here for doing this, for us, for our people, everybody going through discrimination and, losing their lives. It means the world to me.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Please be safe.
Melanie, if you have us, Mel, in your earpiece, we are going to lose your shot here as we reallocate some resources. We are going to lose your shot for about 60 seconds here. We're coming back to you in 60 seconds. Everybody, in the meantime, we're checking in here with this live picture here from New York City. You can see here Tampa not alone tonight. We're talking about an enormous crowd that has gathered here in New York City, one of several cities tonight seeing protests even after all 4 arrests have been made in the George Floyd case in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In addition, the memorial service taking place earlier today in the state of Minnesota. And now I believe that we're able to go back live, everybody, in a moment here to 8 on your sides, Melanie Michael. We'll see if we can bring her back, everybody. Mel, do you have me now that we have re-switched things back over?
I do, JB, I do, and we're with a gentleman right here who says that he was just pepper sprayed a few moments ago. Please tell us what happened. If you can, please keep it clean.
A lady had an umbrella. Had it up in the air. A cop comes by, tells us to move out of the way, out of our own protest, out of our own march, out of our own movement. He drags her by her umbrella halfway across the street. When people come and try to protect her and try to save her, they start pepper spraying people in the face. Innocent people. We had no weapons. We did no harm. We did nothing wrong.
How do you feel at this moment? Because I can see it in your eyes.
I feel angry. That's why we're here. That's why we're marching. Because they keep doing this. They keep doing this to us. What did I do? I'm a college graduate. I'm an educated black man. I got my degree. I did what I was supposed to do, and they're still treating me like I'm an animal.
How do we solve this problem in America with the unrest that we're seeing? What is the solution?
You get rid of the police system. You get rid of it. It's been like this for years, for decades, for centuries. You get rid of that police system. Abolish it.
Do you need medical attention right now? Or are you okay?
We're okay because we were smart enough to plan and prepare ahead. We knew that these cops would do this. We have solutions, we have medics, we have everything out here to be able to take care of our own people. Because that's what we have to do, because the police ain't.
Looks like we've lost audio there. We're looking at Tampa, Florida, a place where I used to live, by the way, when I started doing radio many years ago on WFLA AM, which is where the birthplace of Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh became popular, and I was sort of stuck in that environment. And I like to think I evolved from there. Likewise, ended up as the news director on 98 Rock there in town. And we were the biggest rock station on the West Coast. And again, had to consider what we're looking at right now, which wasn't popular back then to talk about. But it makes me proud to know that I spent so many years there, cutting my chops, and that folks have poured out onto the streets, and they're regular people. You're hearing white people, people of color, just everybody, people that have lost their jobs, people dealing with coronavirus that have had the knee of the establishment on their neck. And finally, after decades, people are talking about it. We haven't heard this sort of sentiment since what we're told historically happened in the 1960s. So it is a big deal. And it's not a bunch of lunatics. It's moms and dads and college-educated guys like we just saw who said because he was black, the white cops came up and pepper sprayed his eyes. And the people with him, including an old lady with an umbrella. The umbrella was not for the sun. It was to keep the pepper spray from hitting people, which is why you see crowds with umbrellas. So this is really an extraordinary thing. Tampa's a conservative city. We used to, when I was there, joke about it as being kind of like Hooterville. Pam Bondi, who's a big deal in Washington, D.C., was a Bible-thumping lunatic. Nothing wrong with thumping Bibles, except if you're a lunatic. So anybody who's a fundamentalist in any way is anathema to the Constitution and the thinking of the Founding Fathers. So it makes me proud to be an American, to watch so many Americans pour out, especially in a traditionally conservative city. And these are probably a lot of conservative people who have just had it. And they're making the obvious connection that what happens to one happens to all. If you could do it to him, you can do it to her. If you could do it to her, you will definitely be able to do it to me, and you will. So this is quite extraordinary. Carrie Harrison with you. We're going to go back, see if we can get some audio out of this, but just had to throw in a little bit of commentary there because this is a passionate time for all of us, and context is critical. And I have to hand it to the commercial media. They're doing a pretty good job, no longer looking at civilians pouring into the streets as some kind of zoological exhibit, or anthropological study. Like, look at them over there. What are they doing? Now, here in LA, I have to say it's different. Still, the mass media stands behind the police and only cares about, how much pepper spray do you have left? Do you have enough, canisters? How many arrests are you going to make? They've made thousands of arrests in Los Angeles. If you have an arrest record under this current administration, you get to end up potentially on the no-fly list. It's a big deal. People are pouring into the streets all over the country and risking their lives. COVID never went away, especially in the South. Georgia is exploding with COVID as we speak. Florida, skyrocketing as we speak. So all of these people out in the streets are literally risking their lives to celebrate the Constitution. And notice, they're younger. Younger people understand what rights mean, civil rights. It's powerful. So anyway, I vote yes, and I will let it go back to its natural habitat as a study in democracy.
It means that there's unity, that there needs to be a change, and it's not the people, it's the system.
Apologize for the audio, doing the best I can.
And doesn't want to listen to what their citizens are saying.
And it seems that this crowd has, for the most part, been very peaceful. We've seen nothing but people just exercising their First Amendment right. And it seems as though that is what you guys are trying to do. That's what everyone out here is trying to do, is just simply protest and chant.
That way. We're trying to keep it that way, but there's already been one time when we were marching towards the highway. We weren't going on the highway, but towards the highway, the police already attacked a couple of people on here for the march, peacefully marching. There was no rioting whatsoever. There was no disturbance whatsoever. We were just practicing our First Amendment right. And there was a young lady that got beat up. It was pretty sad to see people getting sprayed for no reason. Non-aggressive crowd. We're just trying to keep it peaceful.
And same for you. Obviously, you know, you've been out here. I'm assuming you've been out here every night and been a part of the process. Tell me about that.
It's been great seeing the fact that it has grown from maybe like a couple hundred people to over like thousands of people, up to thousands of people. You know, and it's really good to see that like people are starting to open their eyes and really starting to stand behind not just not making it black versus white, but making it like what is right and wrong, what is like human rights. You know what I'm saying? These are people's lives. And, we're not just dogs. We're not, what I'm saying, we're not anything less than each other. We're not less than the next man. So the fact that people are starting to get behind this is honestly amazing to me.
And when you see the amount of people, I mean, you can look at this crowd that's just grown in size to well over 1,000 people. Does this say to you that things need to change in this country?
It does, absolutely. That even in all 50 states, people have started to protest, and I've been seeing on social media, small towns are even starting to become a part of this movement. It means so much to me. Like, things need to change, and the fact that things have not changed yet is speaking volumes, not just to the African American community, not to the black community, but to everybody that things are doing.
We have seen, again, we've talked about this earlier, we have seen moms, dads, grandmothers, children, aunts, uncles, all ethnicities, everyone here represented. Does that mean to you that the world is hearing you and that the world is joining you?
Yes, it does. We are being heard, but we're not loud enough yet.
You're not loud enough yet. How do you get your message across completely?
We start to see change, and until then it doesn't seem as though that we're being heard. It still shows that our issues are starting to be pushed under the rug, and if that's happening, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? There has to be change. We need to be recognized.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Please be safe, okay? Be safe.
Wow, young people are wildly intelligent and can explain it in plain language and are very alert. I sound like an old foozle, but I'm just pointing out, I mean, they're probably in their 20s. I'm not. But it is just sexy politics here.
In both directions here, Mel. So we're talking about, obviously, this area of Ashley Drive in downtown Tampa being shut down. But what a moment that was. We were in a crowd of maybe 1,000 or so people, maybe even more than 1,000 people. And then out of nowhere, off in the distance, down Ashley Drive, we saw that other massive crowd of protesters. That second crowd might have been several hundred more, maybe even closer to 1,000 or so more. So now we're talking about one of the larger protests that we've seen here in downtown Tampa since the killing of George Floyd.
I can tell you right now, JB, looking across this crowd, this is the largest crowd we've seen by far. The crowd that we've seen that's probably comparable to this would be Tuesday night at Franklin Manor, but I can tell you this crowd is large. They've been very respectful, very peaceful, and they're just here to have their voices heard.
That is a first for commercial media. They generally don't say that. They generally say, the police are geared up. We don't know what's going to happen. Everyone is waiting. The police are ready. Let's just hope these protesters don't. But instead they're saying these people have a legitimate thing to say. They've actually said what the issues are. They're reasonable, and the cops have been pepper spraying them. This is a reality check here. Look at that. It's a Gandhi moment, isn't it? Incredible. Sitting in silence. You can see the age range here. It's important. They're the ones stuck here for 70 more years, and they're demanding a future, but demanding it like civilized, intelligent, understanding people. Whoever the agents provocateurs were in LA and other places that broke windows and stole stuff to support the narrative that, you know, black people are out of control and blah, blah, blah. Those people have all disappeared. This is the American public, the civilian public, which is not an enemy combatant to the police, who are the government paid for by this civilian public. They are the boss, the public, not the police. And a police overreach is what started all of this. So finally, that part is getting out. Welcome, by the way, to folks on Twitch. I love Twitch. So glad Jeff Bezos decided to do something with Amazon to create a cool streaming platform, not only for all the cool gamers, but I know he's looking to bring some of us radio folks in there to offer even more content. So please do follow, share, like, love, do whatever you can here on Twitch and help us. We're just getting our toes wet in here and would love to see that it's a platform worth doing more on. I think it is. You clearly do, because you're on it right now watching. Do share, do tell other people, and do give us a little love, and we'll be able to, we're going to offer some trips, you know, radio, cool stuff we could do, car giveaways, help out maybe with some financial stuff that people have. You just never know the kind of stuff we could do, as long as we know there's folks there that want it. So thank you to Twitch. And thank you to Facebook, by the way. What a cool place where all of us can talk. We hope civilly. At least I always try to. And YouTube, well, that's its own animal. That's okay. The Google Corporation, hopefully they will relax and slide forward and just feel a little pressure again. So if somebody's on a megaphone saying, I can't breathe in this quiet, meditative time, try getting 1,000 people together and get them to sit and behave, and nobody gets a beer bottle over their head or no fights break out. That's why this is so amazing, because this is who we really are. This is what unity looks like.
Melanie Michael is there in the crowd, and Melanie, you are experiencing a more powerful moment from your vantage point than, of course, where
this is a feed that comes from my former WFLA station. This is the TV side of it, and they're doing a live stream of this. And I'm so proud that they're doing this and being like completely objective. Sent out a young reporter who actually knows what these folks are talking about. Folks. I never say folks. People. Americans. Civilians. All right. Well, this may go on for a bit, so we'll let it go. But I'm so glad you joined me today. And as I was saying earlier, I used to live in Tampa. It's where I started doing radio on WFLA Radio, which is the big talk station, and then ended up as the news director at 98 Rock. And started doing some radical stuff a long time ago with the reality checks, which were the news features. It was a lot of fun. It was really a great place, very conservative town, and a place to try to open up people's minds. So they're doing it. They're showing us the right way. So just thought I'd bring this to you because it was kind of personal to me, and I will see you guys all later. Thanks for watching.